An Edinburgh exodus for the first time in footballing history. The top two from Scotland's capital travelled 50 miles to the west to the city of Glasgow to face each other in the Scottish Cup Final. The Hardy Midlothian fans enjoyed recent Cup successes in 1998 and then again in 2006. They arrived at Hampden Park as favourites, undefeated in their last 10 games against Hibs. Hibernian have not won the Scottish Cup since 1902, for over a century. That's a statistic that has haunted and tormented generations of their loyal fans, and all that misery would be exercised if they could beat their rivals. Well, they did meet in the final 116 years ago. Things were very different in those days, and it was Hearts who ended up winners on that day.
Aye, come on in. Let me tell you about the 23rd Scottish Cup Final in 1896. The world was a very different place. God bless Queen Victoria, our gracious monarch.
And in faraway Russia, a man from a Romanov dynasty was in the early stages of his reign as Tsar.
Hibs had finished third in the league that season and were favourites. They were lucky to be playing in the final. Lord Lowe of the Edinburgh Court of Session turned down a request from Renton, beaten 2-1 by Hibs in the semi-finals, to withdraw the Leith club, claiming that Hibs fullback Alec Robertson was ineligible. Their protest was dismissed by the SFA. Both clubs had expressed concerns over Logie Green, the home to St Bernard's, the third major force in Edinburgh football, who had won the Scottish Cup the previous year. Many commentators of the day warned of serious problems if the attendance reached a certain level. A Mr. William Reid later recalled that the 22,001st man to go through the gate had an even money chance of being crushed to death. 3 minutes into the game and the Gorgie team were in front. The goal came from the penalty spot after the controversial figure of Robertson had handled. Davy Baird scored. Alec King made it 2. When Willie Michael headed home Hearts third, the trophy was heading for Tynecastle. The final whistle was greeted with hats, sticks and handkerchiefs being thrown wildly in the air as Hearts celebrated. Hibs returned to Leith disappointed, but they did win the cup in 1902. It's been 110 long years since Hibernian last sipped the sweet taste of success from a Scottish Cup. Will today be their day of destiny?
Genuine football history in the making in this day of destiny. The All-Edinburgh William Hill Scottish Cup Final, Hibernian and the Heart of Midlothian. Your commentators Davy Provan and Ian Crocker.
Mark Brown replaced the injured Graham Stack in the semi-final. Two on-loan defenders, Matt Doherty from relegated Wolves, James McPake from relegated Coventry. He is the captain. A year ago, Tom Sawes was left out of Stoke's FA Cup Final squad. Lewis Stevenson is Hibs Player of the Year. Gary O'Connor's been a frequent Edinburgh Derby scorer. Lee Griffiths scored in all 3 of his Scottish Cup ties this season. The front two could do some damage.
Yeah, they could, Ian. I do think it's interesting that Pat Fenlon changed to this shape just a few weeks ago. I can only imagine he feels it offers them more protection with Claros just in front. He's certainly going to have to be aware of Rudy Scatchell today. If there is a downside, it's that the two fullbacks are probably a little bit more exposed than they would normally be. But overall, it's a well-balanced Hibs side.
Jamie McDonald, first choice keeper after Marianne Kello's departure. With Jamie Hamill injured, this has become a settled back four. Andy Webster, captain Dundee United to glory here 2 years ago. Marius Zaliukas hopes to skip a Hearts to the same trophy. There's a farewell appearance for Ian Black. Rudy Scatchell is a potential match winner. He scored in the 2006 final. And leading the line, Stephen Elliott, who has a couple of Edinburgh Derby goals to his name.
Well, if you're a Hearts centre-back, you're going to vote for this system every day of the week because Black and Bar offer them terrific protection. And more than that, but by sitting just in front there, they allow that advanced midfield three to go and take part further up the pitch without worrying too much about what's going on behind them. Skachel, I think, is the most gifted player on the pitch today. If they can get him into the right areas, I think Hearts have got a hell of a chance.
Ivan Sproul could be a useful sub for Hibs, and Craig Beattie definitely could be for Hearts. He came on in the semi-final to great effect against his former club, Celtic. It is Derby Day in Glasgow with a twist, because Edinburgh has moved in for the day. A day like no other. Not a day for faint hearts or faint Hibs.
No, it certainly is not. I've got to say, the supporters of either club have done the occasion proud here. And been absolutely bouncing, and let's hope we get a treat of a game here.
The Edinburgh Festival of Football is underway. This is personal. Hibs against Hearts in the 2012 Scottish Cup Final. The ultimate bragging rights are on offer. The Scottish Cup is going to Edinburgh. But which part of the capital? Kajabi will have to deal with this ahead of Suso. Who will be first to set their stall out? Finland. Late out, but in time to watch Ryan McGowan launch this. Hooked away by Osborne. It's going to come to Danny Granger. Skachel won it, but cleared by Kajabi. Stevenson.
Well, Osborne penalised for high feet there, but Hibs just struggling to get the foot on the ball here at the moment. You can expect this first 5-10 minutes to be pretty hectic. Greg Thompson, the referee, might have his work cut out as well.
Hearts have won their last 2 Scottish Cup finals. Hibs have lost their last 8. Zaliukas seeking out the Spaniard Suso. Sergio took over in August from Jim Jeffries. It's been a rocky ride at times, with wages often paid late. Granger into Driver. We skip away from Doherty, not quite, but it is a corner.
Well, it's good defending from Doherty. It's important it didn't come across the face there. But of the two, Hearts look the more relaxed right now.
Danny Granger's corner. Webster. McGowan. McGowan had a swing at it, and again. And Darren Barr seizes the moment, seizes the cup final. An unlikely scorer, but it's Hearts who strike first on Edinburgh's day of destiny.
Well, he's hardly going to miss from there, but Pat Fenlon will be feeling that, first of all, the corner might have been better defended. It's McPake who's picking up Webster. Webster wins the first ball, gets it back into the mix. And Hibs really should have dealt with this. Couple of chances to get it away, get blocks in. They get nothing on it. And I think it's Kajabi who's playing everyone on side as the ball comes back in. He doesn't clear his 6-yard box. He's hanging with that left-hand post. And as it comes back in, it's Kajabi who plays him onside. Can't quite believe his luck here. Darren Barr.
His last goal was over 2 years ago for Falkirk. He certainly picked his day to score his first goal for Hearts. Kajabi, who was so slow to get out. Stevenson. How many would have had money on him as first goal scorer? I think the odds would have been pretty good. Hibs have a free kick now, though, and a chance to respond.
Well, not a difficult one there for Craig Thompson, and Hibs have to make the best of this angle. They're going to have to defend this right on top of Jamie McDonald.
Hibs hoping for an immediate response. Tom soars to take this. Jamie McDonald came for it. It's a corner.
Well, I think it's always good to see a goalkeeper accepting responsibility, but I don't know whether he should come this far here, McDonald. He's got a couple of fingers on it, no more than that. Did just enough to get it behind.
Anxious moments for Hearts now. Soares takes it, McPake. Closely watched by Bart. In Black onto this. McGowan, who was certainly involved in the goal, did his bit. Kajabi has taken out Suso, and that's going to be a yellow card for Kajabi.
It's a bad shot. I just wondered if Suso was offside when the pass was made to him. Was he offside? I can't see it from here, but he's caught well. It's a shocking challenge from Kajabi. Oh, he's so far out there with his timing.
He's not had the best of starts to the 2012 Scottish Cup Final. Colin, the fourth official, has Pat Finland in his ear. And Hibs have got to be wary not to concede a second so early. Granger, it's asking the question. Webster! And this time it's grabbed by Brown.
Well, Mark Brown hesitant. He was going to come early for that. See him here. Comes, changes his mind. Not quite sure whether to come and try and get a fist on that. And eventually Hibs get a half-decent block on it.
Strong challenge from Lewis Stevenson, we'd expect nothing less. Osborne let it go though.
Oh, that's been the story so far for Hibs. Just not taking enough care of the ball.
Driver, Black. Scatchell, ominous. Took a deflection off McPake, but Rudy Scatchell has had his say. This is the stuff of dreams for Hearts and nightmares for Hibs.
James McPake pays the penalty here. He allows Scatchell to get turned and get a shot away. And, you know, deflection or otherwise, McPake, I think, has got to go tighter here and stop the shot. As it comes in, a couple of yards off Scatchell. Goalkeeper, no chance. I think we'll see better from this angle here. Got the shot away really early, and the deflection made all the difference. I think McPake had a maroon jersey on his left-hand side. He wasn't sure whether to go tight on Scatchell or not. And boy, have they paid for it.
Lucas is over there. Now, Gary O'Connor needs to smuggle this through to Lee Griffiths. Connor making up great ground here to try and get it back. but covering was Danny Granger. Kajabi will attempt a longish throw here by the look of it. Or maybe not. Suso intervenes. Griffiths. Hibs have to score the next goal in the 2012 Scottish Cup Final. Their need is urgent already with half an hour played. Here's Kajabi though, can he get a cross in? He did! And Gary O'Connor blazed it over.
Terrific chance. And yet the ball is on the up as he tries to hit it. Always awkward in a half volley. But Gary O'Connor's more than good enough to bury this. Hearts don't defend the front post well enough. Awkward tight, but Gary O'Connor should hit the target. At worst here, he should be working Jamie McDonald. Terrific chance. Doesn't he know it?
An if only moment. If only Hibs could have got themselves back into this cup final then. Griffiths. Stopped by Zaniukas and now Black. Driver took it down delightfully. Driver away from Doherty again, far too easily. It's Suso! And McPeak on the line, the saviour.
Well, Matt Doherty can't afford to show Driver the outside. He's too quick for him here. He's all left foot. He's got to show him into traffic there. Again, the cross comes in. Hanlon doesn't get enough on it. And well done, McPeak, to get back goal side of his keeper here. But Hibs just hanging on here at the moment. Looking really ragged.
Reasons to be fearful for Hibs. Reasons to be cheerful for Hearts. They know they have their rivals on the rack. Black's corner. Away by Soares. Ranger. A rather clumsy return. Hibs kicked off their Scottish Cup campaign this season. They were a goal down in 19 seconds at Cowdenbeath. They recovered. Saw off Kilmarnock, won at Ayr United, and then beat Aberdeen. Only one half of Hampden is making a noise at the moment, though. Goals from Darren Barr, an unlikely source, and Rudy Scatchell, much more likely. Derby form. Here's Black. Now Granger. McGowan, Barr, playing a prominent part. McGowan, Suso, got to it first.
Well, they're playing like a side who know they can get the job done here by half-time, Hearts.
Doherty. It's not happening for Hibs.
Well, there's not a lot Lee Griffiths can do with that. That's been the story. Really struggled to get a corner and Griffiths into the game.
Black. It's going to be an edgy end to the half for Hibs, you feel, unless they can offer some resistance. Lewis Stevenson. Griffiths. Decent try, but it cannot knock Granger.
Well, determined to take it first time. He could have taken a touch on his chest there. He got decent contact on it. This justifies Lee Griffith's decision here to hit this on the volley.
Five minutes left in the first half of the 2012 Scottish Cup Final. Hibs couldn't half do with something going their way here. Soares takes it. Claros. Stevenson returns it to Soares, who has time. And McPake has scored! And Hibs are back in the cup final, keeping the dream alive!
Well, it's a lovely little disguised ball into the wide area from Lewis Stevenson. Hearts are coming out, but they don't come out in the wide area. I think Andy Webster could do better at the front post. You see Hearts as the ball's played, they come out here, but they don't get out wide. The pass is always on here. Andy Webster's on Gary O'Connor as the ball comes in. Goes under him. Well, just when Hibs needed a break, they get one big time. Game on again. But a beautiful ball from Lewis Stevenson into the wide area initially to get Soares on the ball. And one touch enough for McPake.
Stevenson minding the shot. Suddenly it's not so comfortable for Hearts as we head into a minimum minute of stoppage time. The game is on. Took Hibs a while to get going, but they're in with a shout now. Can Hibs end the half on the highest of highs by grabbing an equaliser? Cockety, Soares, Sproul, and that's it, it's half-time. Hearts raced into a 2-0 lead. Darren Barr scored his first goal for them, his first goal in over 2 years. Trust Rudy Scatchell to have a say as well. His effort diverted in off James McPake, but McPake certainly made amends for that by grabbing a goal for Hibs that could turn out to be oh so crucial, oh so critical. It's given them a foothold in a game in which they didn't have one really for much of the half. And at the break in the 2012 Scottish Cup Final, it's Hibs 1, Hearts 2. Hibs start the second half, barely in it for much of the first half. But James McPake has made a massive contribution to the cause. Rudy Scatchell's strike diverted in off him. He scored for Hibs and he cleared one off the line. Just as it looked like Hearts might run away with this cup final, Hibs had other ideas. But here is Suso. And he's still going, and he goes down, and it is a penalty that's been given.
Well, it's a tough call for Craig Thompson. I don't know whether he consulted with his assistant. It's all down to where the contact is. Is it out or in? If it's on the line, it counts as inside. Well, he did brilliantly, Suso. Well, yellow card given. Is the contact out or in? I think it's out.
And it's Kajabi's second yellow, so he is sent off. And Hibs, having got themselves back into the cup final, lose a man at the start of the second half, and they face a penalty against them.
Well, tough call this for Craig Thompson. He's going to this tilt here. That's the initial contact, which was outside. There's a little click of the left foot as well. But it's outside the box.
Hearts have missed 6 out of 10 penalties this season. But here's Danny Granger. He scores! Hearts in the right place. 3-1 up now against the 10 men of Hibs.
Well, I've got to say, I don't like short run-ups at penalties, but what a good job he makes of this, Danny Granger. He shaped as if he was going to go to the right and just opened his foot and his body up as he strikes it. Super penalty. And Hearts have some welcome breathing space after Hibs getting back into it.
Perfection from Danny Granger. Hibs have had their problems with penalties this season, but not today, and he's scored his first goal for Hearts. His last goal was for St Johnstone 20 months ago. Danny Granger was ineligible when he was at Gretna, and they played Hearts in the 2006 final. But what a big call, what a big moment.
Well, I mean, exactly, it's a tough call for Craig Thompson. I'm not sure whether he took advice from his assistant. And Suso does brilliantly, but the tug is there, and the contact is outside as well. You know, it's a free kick, and it might have been a second yellow, but it's not a penalty. And it may have a huge influence on the outcome of this game.
Hibs have every right to feel hard done by, but they would have been down to 10 men surely. Parker Jabi has had a bit of a mare for most of the day, in fairness. Here is Driver now, and it's come off Doherty. Thompson off to the Euros in the summer. A difficult decision, but an incorrect one. And what a difference it's made after Hibs hauled themselves back into contention. Granger takes this, Scatchell! They've scored again! Ryan McGowan's having that one after Elliott helped it on! And Hearts are staring at Scottish Cup glory and really rubbing it in against their Edinburgh rivals.
Well, Scatchell runs off Lee Griffiths, who just stands and watches him. Just watch Scatchell going into the box. Lee Griffiths could have matched the run, decided against it. Gary O'Connor can't get out quickly enough. It's an awkward one for Scatchell. He did well to get it on target, and Hearts players piling in there for a rebound. And it sat up beautifully for McGowan.
McGowan. A leap of faith, and at the start of the second half, Hearts have scored 2 quick goals. Hibs are down to 10 men. Granger. Driver. Hibs filling flat. Familiar filling in the Scottish Cup. Saliukas. Webster, who captained Dundee United to Scottish Cup victory here a couple of years ago. Been there, seen it, won it, and about to do the same again. Away by McPake. Sproul.
Well, practically nothing on for Ivan Sproul there. All he has is own Doyle up there, and 3 maroon shots round about the striker.
Bar. Hearts toying with their rivals. Punishing this for Hibs, really. Although Doherty has it now. Doyle very much isolated. Cowan's making a run here. Granger. Stephen Elliott. Andy Driver. Snuffed out by McPake.
Just took too long here, Andy Driver. He could have put it in earlier. He's certainly onside here. Has a look up, support a bit slow in arriving, otherwise he might have thrown it in earlier.
Hearts in no great rush, nor do they need to be. Sitting so pretty on a 4-1 lead. Can they increase that lead? Frankly, you wouldn't be surprised. There's still a quarter of the contest to go. Webster nearly made better contact. Griffiths seems okay.
Good touch.
Suso took that bang on.
Well, terrific feat here from Griffiths. He's just trying to get the ball over the top for Doyle, who'd made the run. Suso takes it on the side of the face there. Should be okay.
It was always going to be a big ask for Hibs today, having not beaten Hearts for over 3 years. But they just thought it was meant to be, thought it was their destiny. Bearing in mind we've waited 116 years for an all-Edinburgh Scottish Cup Final. And 110 years for Hibs to win this competition. Stephen Elliott away here and onside. Oh no, he's not onside. The flag goes up rather belatedly.
Well, it certainly was late. Oh, I had to think about this. The far side assistant, lovely ball dinked over the top. Oh, tell you what's a tight one. Would have been surprised had the flag stayed down.
Well, it stayed down for quite a while.
William Hill.
Doyle chasing, but comfortable for Zaliukas.
Well, he's got no chance, Owen Doyle. Not only is he outnumbered, I mean, the nearest Hibs midfield player to Doyle's 40 yards behind him.
Here he comes, Craig Beattie, semi-final hero, where he ripped his shirt off and ran around Hampden. He's going to get the last quarter of an hour or so in place of Stephen Elliott. It might be for Suso we're here now. Change of plan. Here is Suso. Could he be about to take his leave? Scatchell. And Rudy Scatchell scores again. Hibs humiliated. This is Hearts Cup.
Well, you've got to say that the Hearts technical players, the touch players are having a ball now, because they've got more space to work in. Hibs look tired, almost as if they put the tools away. I think this may have been through James McPake's legs here as he struck this. It does. That's well enough struck, but nothing Mark Brown can do. Oh, couldn't be any more accurate, could he? Takes the paint off the inside of the post there. But Scatchell and Suso and the Hearts players of real ability are now turning on big time.
Darren Barr, who started the scoring today, the first of many. Craig Beattie. Scatchell. Beattie. Black. Frankham. Too easy this for Hearts.
Oh, good appetite there from Owen Doyle to get back goal side. But they're so stretched now, Hibs, so strung out.
Scatchell, Elliott!
Brilliant. Brilliant. Couldn't have hit it any earlier there, Stephen Elliott. Just opened his body, try to find that top right-hand corner. And Hearts at the moment having a ball here.
Ranger, Scatchell, BT takes over. Let's come off BT. Craig Thompson is now come across here to have a word with Pat Fenlon, is he? And Pat Fenlon's been ordered away here. Well, doesn't that just cap his day?
Well, something he said to the linesman or the fourth official, that's all it can be.
The final insult.
Well, not like him. Normally he's pretty composed, keeps the lid on it, but you know, at 5-1 down, can you blame him if he has said something out of turn? And a day to forget for him.
Collared by the police in the last minute. Kind of sums up Hibs' day. Doyle. Frankham. I presume he must have said something to the fourth official, Pat Fenlon. It is all over. It would be hard to top this billing. The hearts and soul of Edinburgh. Hearts have won the Scottish Cup, and it gets better, so much better, because they've won it by demolishing their Edinburgh rivals. Hibs' long wait for glory goes on a defining day in the capital's footballing history, where Hearts still rule. This is their day, this is their destiny. It is Hearts, Hearts, glorious Hearts. This is their moment, this is their song, and as their song goes, the talk of the tune are the boys in maroon.
Rudy, many congratulations. 2 goals in a cup final, and you've beaten your biggest rivals. How do you feel?
Fantastic. As I said, we had no good season, and this day probably will be remembered for a long time, for another 100 years, and we saved the season by this one game. So I'm so happy, and probably was my last game over here, and I'm so pleased, and yeah, we take our cup home, so I'm so happy.
You scored in the final in 2006 and you won. Is this sweeter? Is this better?
Oh, it's different. Every trophy is fantastic. This first one was special because it was an amazing season for us. How I said, this one is different because we had no great season, but we saved everything, and massive derby, so it's amazing. So I'm so happy.
Is this the greatest result in Hearts history?
Probably. We beat our rival in final, so it has to be.
Rudy, congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
Hearts rule in Glasgow today, but more importantly, they rule in Edinburgh, and they will live off this day for years and years and years. This is their moment. This is their time. This is the stuff of legend. This is Hearts winning the Scottish Cup by humbling Hibs, by humiliating Hibs. They are living the dream.
Well, I think this is the sweetest of them all, and you know, we were there at Celtic Park when they beat Rangers, we were here at Hampden when they beat Gretna. But to beat your city rivals, not just beat them, but beat them as convincingly as this must be so sweet.
Edinburgh was divided. It still is. It will be for some time. And Hearts will be milking this moment forever and forever. They've rubbed their rivals' noses in it again. Unbeaten in 11 Edinburgh derbies now over 3 years. But they probably would have given up the other 10 for this one, the big one. And in what could be his last game for Hearts, Rudy Scatchell typically had a big say with 2 goals, a winner and a scorer in the 2006 final. He came back for a bit more. And what about Darren Barr? His first goal for Hearts. And Ian Black, who's about to bid farewell to the club he supported as a boy. And you can see what this means to him. Everyone wants to get a touch. Mark Ridge's young goalkeeper with a bright future ahead of him. And Paulo Sergio. He's still not too sure whether he'll still be at Hearts next season, such is life at Hearts. But he's taking that back to Tynecastle, and that might help his cause. Moments like this do not come along very often, so you have to savour them. And rest assured, after thrashing Hibs here, Hearts will do just that. They are the 2012 Scottish Cup winners, the Edinburgh Cup Final winners. They are Hearts.
Danny, many congratulations. How does it feel to score in a cup final?
Words can't really describe it if I'm being honest, but I'm just so happy that the boys done the business. We got the win that we deserved. We always knew we were the better team, and as long as we stuck to our game plan, we'd be fine.
You got off to a flying start, but at the break, it was 2-1. Hibs were in the game. What was said at half-time?
Just stick to what we know we can do. Like I say, we finished our league position, doesn't lie. We're a better team than them, and we knew that from the start. We said if we play how we can play, we'll win the game, and we knew that right away.
You've missed out on cup finals twice before. Is this the best moment of your career?
Yeah, definitely. I can't explain how much it means to me, and just so happy I share it with all my friends and my family and all the lads as well.
How much credit goes to Paulo Sergio for keeping this team together this season?
Oh, massive. The things that we've been through on and off the pitch, and he's been able to stick by us, and he's put a lot of faith in us all. So yeah, it's a lot of credit is due to Paulo.
Well done, Danny. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Paulo, how does it feel to be a cup-winning manager?
Fantastic. To see all the joy of these people and my players, they deserve it more than anybody. So very happy. It's a fantastic moment for us.
You said it was just another game in the build-up to this. Do you appreciate now that for these people it was more than that?
People that want to understand what I said, they understand. I don't prepare a game different from another. For me, all the games are very, very important. That's what I mean. Of course, now after the game, it's different. It's going to be a different day, of course.
Was the penalty and the red card at the start of the second half the turning point, do you think?
We have the control during all the game. I don't think that we should be here in the end of a result like this. Speaking too much about the game, just giving a word of comfort to our opponents and wish them all the best. Just that. I respect our opponent, we respect our opponent, so a word for them.
How do you pick this club up after this demoralising defeat?
Well, we knew the club has been like this for a while. We knew the last 2 weekends have shown me what's wrong with the football club. There's no desire, there's a softness, people just accept things, and that will change. That's just the way it is, and we've got to change players to change the whole outlook of the club.
What's your message to supporters, given what you've just said and given that this was, in their eyes, the biggest ever game in the club's history?
I apologise to them. Sorry for them, like I said, having to watch that, whether it be on the telly or be here. It's difficult for them to accept that, and I understand that, but we work as hard as we can to make sure that we turn things around.
And there's more live football next weekend.